Good afternoon all. A very warm welcome to all the attendees of the session. It's now time to introduce Speaker of the Day, Dr. Lavi Raj Gupta, Pro Vice Chancellor, Lovely Professional University. Let me throw some light on his achievements. He holds a PhD in bioinformatics. He did his MTech in computer-aided design and interactive graphics from IIT Kanpur and Bachelor in Engineering Honors, Mechanical Engineering from MITS, Gwalior. Having played for NS Learning, has done 40 plus certifications and specializations in Internet of Things, augmented reality, gamification, machine learning from University of California, deep learning, AI. His research interests are in the area of robotics, mechatronics, bioinformatics, Internet of Things, AI and ML using TensorFlow and gamification. 85 plus published patent to his credit. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Suman. Thank you.
We also have with us Dr. Chirag Sharma, Assistant Professor, PhD Computer Sciences and Engineering, 10 years experience in Lovely Professional University, 45 research publication in area of image processing. I welcome you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Over to you, Dr. Lavi Raj Gupta.
Thank you, Ms. Suman. Let me share my screen and then let's begin the dialogue. These students, they all are from postgraduate studies. So today, actually, I'll be talking about something a little different. I'll be giving you an insight on what exactly a postgraduate studies, especially in engineering, means. Because now you are rising up the ladder and you are now at the next level. So I'll talk about the next level, what is expected out of the next level, what you intend to do in the next level, and what people at this next level have attained. I'll talk about that. So I call this as learning game. This is something called as a learning game because there are various stages in the learning spree of an individual, and I call them as various levels. We all know that in games there are various levels, and these levels for us as learning, the level 1 was primary for us, the level 2 was secondary, wherein we went to secondary or higher secondary or senior secondary schools. Then we moved on to the tertiary level, which was our undergraduate program, be it in BTech in mechanical engineering or BTech in computer science or BTech in biotechnology or whatsoever it is. And now you are actually transiting into a quaternary phase of this education. I call this as level 4. What happens is that when you are translating or transcribing from one level to another level, the basic emphasis of the learning completely changes. You have seen the primary level, you have seen the secondary level, you have seen the tertiary level, and now you are heading towards the quaternary level, which is going to be one of the key game changers in your life. Let us see what basically happened when you were at level 1. When you were at level 1, the basic learning happened from some of the toys, and they were more toy-oriented learning. You were doing by learning. When it came to secondary level, the learning was around books. It was more around books, reading books, and partly you were doing the practicals also, but it was more focused on your reading capabilities, you're building on your reading capacity. Level 1 was building your capacity on comprehension, and how much you can comprehend, how much you can aggregate and assimilate out of a given toy. The level 2 is primarily on books and how much you can understand by reading a book or by reading a monograph or treatise, what basically you could do. In level 3, you encountered experiential learning. I do understand that most of the very good institutions, they focus on experiential learning. They focus on learning by doing. So loads of labs got incorporated during your level 3. All the best of the institutions. I personally feel that all of you have done your tertiary kind of learning at the level 3. But at the level 4, where you are presently, because now you are matured enough, you have moved on from toys to books to labs, the expectation of the quaternary level is of a different kind. And here, the basic expectation that you start doing some critical thinking, you start doing some design thinking, you start doing some creative thinking. Because it is beyond toys, it is beyond books, it is beyond labs. Now, the entire learning would be focused around you, that how much you can express yourself or explore beyond books, beyond labs, how much you can explore and bring that knowledge to your thesis or to your post-graduation work. Because post-graduation is generally around that what kind of thinking has been implemented, what kind of research gaps you have developed by and large, by and on. Now I call this as you know, a trisect of things, where the critical thinking is talking about this is all about operations, that what kind of operations are happening. The second would be around will, what kind of tactics you will be implementing, and the third would be around the should, what should be your strategy. So this is should and will, they all combine together to form the various domains or, you know, dissections of critical and design thinking. We all need to understand that a postgraduate degree is something which you might extend from your secondary level of learning or tertiary level of learning and take it to the new level. Basically, it is completely all about that how well you have understood the entire gamut of the things, how well you have understood the first stage, that is raising the right kind of questions, whether your questions are in the right direction, whether you are asking the right questions, whether the questions are going to reveal some facts or not. After asking questions, you'll be moving ahead for gathering the information. Then after gathering information, you're going to generate idea or number of ideas together for the questions you have asked in the stage 1. You have gathered the information, and then this is going to a very, very important component, that is you are going to consider alternatives. For these particular ideas generated, there will not be one singular solution. You'll have to consider various alternatives of these solutions. And out of these various alternatives, how do you reach to a conclusion, selecting the best out of these alternatives? All of these are processes. But until and unless you communicate your process or the question, the information, the idea, the alternatives, and the conclusion, until and unless you communicate it effectively, everything would go heavy. I'll show you a small video, because you know that video, try to see this video, because this video is very, very important for all of us who are heading towards the postgraduate studies. See. Raising the question is being done, that how do I reach to apples which are actually a little far flung. Herein the individual is defining the scope, framing the questions from different perspective, and is the question moving, then an individual is gathering the information through maybe net, through podcasts, through internet or through books, through anything. Now, this is a perfect amalgamation of all the tools which you have learned earlier. Then you generate ideas that you can have a cup to pick up you can use the ladder, and then you visualize and assess whether the idea is appropriate, adaptable, and so on and so forth. Then you actually try to judge which idea is better, and then you, as I said earlier, then you mix and match and create various alternatives. You evaluate interpretations, solutions, and consequences. You think of this particular thing, and this says that it is actually going to break the trees, while you are using this kind of idea to grab the thing. The second would be maybe a ladder on a trolley would make you unstable. This is how you actually visualize, this is how you assess your various alternatives which you have thought. Now, for this as an idea, a gripper as an idea, you basically it squishes the apple. It actually draws the apple down, and then a vacuum kind of thing is also one of your ideas. What you do is you basically reach to a conclusion, no, and then you rebuild the entire solution. Again, ask questions whether the solution is logical or it is solving the constraint which you found in the earlier thing. And then the most important part is you start communicating, you start expressing, you start telling, you start publishing about it, you start creating or generating IPRs about it. Whatsoever you have done in raising questions, gathering informations, generating ideas, alternatives, and things like that, and then you complete the cycle. Believe me, this video is a complete summary, complete summary of the entire gamut of quaternary education, wherein you use books, you use toys, you use labs together to provide or build a solution. But one very important thing, until and unless you express, you communicate your solution to a wonderful journal, get it converted to an IPR, or pitch it in front of a venture capitalist to get the funding, it will not be done there. Now, there are certain fallbacks in the video which you have seen. And these fallbacks are more pertaining to these times. This video, I used it from somewhere else, from the net, which was a pretty older video, but there are two basic fallbacks in that video. Now, this video does not talk about collaboration, but in any of the research, in any of the quaternary forms of education, collaboration is going to be the key, whether it is support, whether it is trust, whether it is inspiration or communication, everything would be built around collaboration. And one very important thing which this particular video misses on is, now you'll have to look to the transdisciplinary approach, because people have moved on from multidisciplinary to interdisciplinary approach, and now we are into the era of transdisciplinary approach, wherein all the disciplines, say for example, you're doing it in computer science, and you'll have to have an exploration of agriculture or electronics or fashion designing or management for data analytics kind of thing. Then only you'll have to breeze in, you'll have to weave in both the disciplines together in such a way, but in such a way that it moves on from multidisciplinary to interdisciplinary, and then finally your work becomes transdisciplinary as an approach. I'll present some of the very simple classic wins, and these are whatsoever I'm going to talk about is the quaternary form of education's result, be it a postgraduate or a doctoral degree, but it belongs to the quaternary form of results. Just few years back, for an aircraft, you were seeing the wings were all straight. Now these wings were creating the vortex, large vortex, and was creating the more drag, reducing the fuel efficiency. A group of researchers, they worked on together, and they biomimicked eagle, that how eagle can stabilize at those heights without even furling its fins or wings. Based on that, they created something called as sharklet. Now you see each and every aircraft would have a sharklet at the end. This creates a smaller vortex and less drag, and this drastically increases the fuel efficiency to the tune of around 20% less fuel is being used, and it also stabilizes the plane in a bigger way. Now, this is the form of not just simply the video of creative thinking, of design thinking or critical thinking, but in addition to that, this is a perfect amalgamation of various disciplines together, making it transdisciplinary. Google AI or child AI or baby AI is the latest concept, which is coming up, in which artificial intelligence algorithm creates its own child, inherits its own child without human intervention, which is more efficient and more advanced than the systems built by humans. Another example, which I must show it to you. Another example, which is absolutely this, that you might have seen this video of of an ad. This is not working. This ad is about that this movie star goes to a goes to his room and sees the dogs. The dogs have created the nests. So he clicks a picture and blurs the background. All of us knows that this is known as the bokeh mode. Now, this bokeh mode is an output of a master's thesis. A group of students joined together and identified that if I can blur the background, there's a perfect amalgamation of computer vision, image processing, and then image translation or image transcribing based on the needs. Believe me, at LPU, you'll get opportunity A for collaboration, B for any kind of transdisciplinary co-creation of your work which you want to do. Say, for example, you are into mechanical and you want to work closely with the agriculture so that you can improve the efficiency of some farming implements. We give you that opportunity. The kind of labs, high-end labs we have got powder, XRD, we have got scanning electron microscopes available with you for any kind of thing. We have got a server, NVIDIA's DGX server, which is a supercomputing device for all your artificial intelligence and machine learning requirements or greed, which you want to implement or run algorithms on. We have got labs or center of excellences from Cadence, Cisco, Intel, and whatnot. We have got certified labs in civil engineering. We have got wonderful aerospace labs available with us. So I personally feel that to rise and shine in your quaternary form of education, you need to think big, which is our credo. But you need to think benign, originality. Do not try to copy somebody else's idea, just tweak here and there, and then you become learned by somebody else's idea. Think benign and also think beyond. When I say think beyond, think about societal problems, solve societal problems, and keep it in mind that your master's thesis does not go just to the library, but it goes as a product for the society to help the ecosystem. I wish you all the very best, and I'm now open for any kind of question and answer. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. This was really wonderful session with you. Wonderful watching you talking on think big, think benign, and think beyond. Thank you, sir. I can see candidates raising their queries. MD Gulfan Alam, please unmute yourself and ask your question. Yes, you can ask your question. You are not audible. So a student wants to know what is the difference between general computer science and engineering and specific computer science and engineering.
General and
General computer
general
science
computer science
and engineering.
and
And specific computer science and engineering.
specific means what? Specialization.
Honors.
See, specialization is something, now this is, you are into your quaternary form of it, you are doing your post-graduation. So by and large, it is presumed that you have the very basic foundation and some sort of, high level understanding of computation or computational jargons. Now, to move on to a specific field, say for example, you are moving on to data analytics. Now, data analytics again can be further subdivided into whether you're doing data analytics for healthcare, you're doing data analytics for maybe agriculture, you're doing data analytics for what? Flight dynamics of a thing. So it basically is specific to the kind of work which you are doing. In today's context, your PG degree or your PG thesis work might include multiple disciplines together. And if it includes multiple disciplines together, that is what I call as a transdisciplinary research approach. So there's nothing called a specific computer science or regular computer science. Computer science would remain same, but then it is your work which would create a diversity in terms of the disciplines can be brought in, but that's a multidisciplinary approach, and people welcome and they appreciate multidisciplinary approaches.
Thank you so much, sir. Karan Bandhan is raising his question. Karan, unmute yourself.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So, and right now, currently, I'm doing DCA. I'm not a BTech student, but I wanted to know which are the core subjects of computer science which I can learn even as a DCA student, which will help me to build a problem solving and which will help me to be a software developer because I want to pursue BCA after this DCA course.
See, basic courses like data structures, algorithm designs, software engineering, basic courses like database management systems, they'll always help you. Computer architecture, they'll always help you, because if you're knowing these basic foundational courses, then you can rise up higher. And if you're choosing to go into machine learning, artificial intelligence, then go back to your basic maths, go back to algebra, linear algebra, and try reading about matrices. If you're going about big data, then try to be very particular about how the data is being stored, what kind of data structures are there, so on and so forth. If you're going in for maybe blockchain and all, that's a different kind of ball game. But your maths and basic foundational courses are to be righteously learned.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, could you mention some resources from which I can learn these topics which you have mentioned?
Resources, there are umpteen. You can select courses from Coursera, you can go to Code Academy, you can go to maybe resources like Geeks for Geeks, you can go to Medium Daily Hunt kind of thing. There are loads of resources available. And none of the resource specializes in a particular thing. They offer bit here, bit there kind of thing.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you. This was it for it.
You're muted, Ms. Suman.
Andy Dufan, unmute yourself. Okay. The next question we have, sir. Nandini wants to know, ma'am, I want to know about the placement opportunity in MTech Civil Engineering in the core field.
Yeah, MTech Civil Engineering. If you do really good work in GIS, or if you do work in upcoming field called BIM, Business Information Modeling, then there are loads of opportunities. Opportunities starting from maybe structural design to project management to working with the great companies like Infosys, like Boeing into their structures division. You can also work with the labs in India, like physical laboratories or border road organization, and that there is a construction management you can work with. There are loads of opportunities.
Thank you, sir. I can see Raja Maurya. Raja Maurya, unmute yourself.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I want to know what quality should I have to be a eligible student in aerospace?
What quality you should have to be a
Eligible student in aerospace while studying in it.
eligibility would be discussed by my co-speaker, Dr. Chirag. He'll be talking about eligibility. But a student, if he's wanting to do his postgraduate in aerospace, can be from mechanical as well. But Dr. Chirag is going to talk a little more about it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
The next question is, sir, what is the best way to approach industry?
The best way to approach the industry is do a wonderful thesis, master's thesis, and that publish your thesis work in a very good journal, get an IPR out of it, and convert it as a product. Then there's no need to approach the industry. The industry would be after you.
Thank you, sir. Harpal Singh wants to ask, I'm a project guy. Have built in lot of projects on my own. How LPU support and guide me further?
See, we'll give you opportunity to look to the profiles of your supervisors. You are talking about project guides. That is one way of doing the things. Second way of doing the things is that you participate and you do your work with different supervisors belonging to different disciplines. Again, I'll bring in that multidisciplinary kind of an approach. But here we have a very structured way of identification and selection of supervisors, project guides.
Thank you for the wonderful session. Thank you. Next, we move on to Dr. Chirag, who is going to share his thoughts on eligibility, scholarship, and infrastructure part of the university. Over to you, Dr. Chirag.
Okay, I hope I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you are audible. Go on.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'll be sharing about the campus life along with the achievements we had and the infrastructure we have along with eligibility part. So as you can see, we have 13 LPU students who have participated in Tokyo Olympics 2020 and has won medals out of it. As we go about the rankings of Lovely Professional University, we have been ranked 66 amongst all government and private engineering institutions in India as per NIRF rankings. Campus life and exposure that we have offered. Firstly, we have conducted 106th Indian Science Congress, which was inaugurated by none other than our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi in 2019. That was one of the biggest events that we have conducted in the university itself. Apart from that, we have been conducting various convocations and various eminent guests and former presidents have actually inaugurated those convocations. Along with that, we have various events we have LPU Startup Pool, which was inaugurated by Shri Arun Jaitley, and there have been various life skill sessions that have been given by various good personalities from real life heroes to real life heroes. We have Shah Rukh Khan sir, who has visited our university campus. Along with that, Mahendra Dhoni sir, who has also visited our campus. This is a very vibrant campus and the infrastructure is very huge. It's a 600 plus acre university. As you can see, this is an open auditorium which has a capacity of more than 3,000 people who can sit in this auditorium, and more importantly, it is connected to various blocks along with one library. This is an auditorium, is Shanti Devi Mittal Auditorium, where you can have more than 2,000 people who can sit inside this auditorium. Is a complete AC filled auditorium. Along with that, we have Uni Mall, Uni Center, which is a 9-story building. Along with it, that where we can actually have all the access to all the necessity, daily necessity things. This is a mall which is there in the university. You can have all the access to whatever necessities that you have in your daily life. Along with that, we have 4-story library. We have the access of all the you will have all the access of all the books along with some reading materials and math labs also. Infrastructure also includes some entertainment part where you can basically do all the bowling, and it is also available in LPU Uni Center along with the gym facility that we have in that Uni Center. Apart from that, we do have LPU Uni Hospital, because right now in this pandemic, we definitely require these kind of facilities at run time, and definitely LPU is providing that facility to all. Apart from that, we have a very big sporting complex. It's an indoor sporting complex where all the games like badminton and badminton, along with that swimming, then there is shooting, and then there is squash stadium, and we have the basketball stadium along with volleyball stadium. It's an indoor complex, and students have those kind of facilities to basically avail for the same. This is a campus infrastructure from the outside part. As you can see, there are so many academic blocks which are available. Along with that, we have residential facilities, which is it's a very secured campus where students have to, like, they can enter the university only from the turnstile part. It's a ragging-free campus. Security in Lovely Professional University is definitely 24/7. In residential facilities, we have 1-seater, 2-seater, 3-seater, 4-seater, as well as luxury apartments available for boys and girls. And we have standard food along with South Indian and North Indian food. Definitely, if you want to avail 4-seater air cooled room, we will be providing that to you with 65,000 per annum with early decision benefit, provided you take admission early. In residential facilities and amenities, we have banks, ATMs, Wi-Fi's availability for not only in academic blocks, in your residential facility as well. Post office is also available, gymnasium is also available, hospital and convenience stores have been already discussed. Now I'll be like talking about the masters in technology programs which we are offering. So all you need to do is you have to visit nest.lpu.in. So that's a website, nest.lpu.in, and in engineering you can see various options are there. We have BTech, MTech, Diploma, Engineering, and obviously you are aiming for Masters in Engineering program. So you'll be selecting MTech program there only. Now in that, where we have various programs which are offered like MTech Biotechnology, MTech Aerospace Engineering, MTech Biotechnology, MTech Construction Management. It's up to you, whatever you want to select, you can select. Like we got a question for MTech Aerospace Engineering. So Aerospace Engineering, I selected on that. Over there, I'll find out the eligibility of that particular course. So see what is the eligibility criteria. All you need to do is to pass with 60% aggregate marks in BTech, whether you do it from aeronautical part or various. Let me just share that with you all. Just a minute. Yeah. So the eligibility that I was discussing, the pass percentage was 60% aggregate marks in BTech, aeronautical or aerospace or mechanical or AM or AESI, along with that, or EC or triple E, whatever you are doing, subject to qualification of LPU next. Guys, very important thing, or your GATE examination. See, the point over here is LPU Nest is not only a criteria for your eligibility. It is definitely available for the scholarship part as well. So for the eligibility, if your GATE is not qualified, you have to qualify LPU Nest examination and 60% aggregate marks. Along with that, we are providing relaxation to Northeast students, Sikkim students, along with defense. If you are belonging from, if your parents are from defense background, definitely will be providing you 5% relaxation for the same as well. So if I talk about the scholarships that we are offering in this particular course, so let me just give you the scholarship scheme. So it is scholarship is actually based on the percentage in qualifying exam. Whether percentage in qualifying exam means your qualifying exam is your previous BTech or Bachelor's of Engineering, and we are also providing the scholarship on the basis of LPU Next exam or GATE level exam. So if let's say if we basically provide now over here in AmTech, there is one very good facility that we are providing. We are not only providing you on the basis of providing scholarship on the basis of your eligibility, which is your graduation. We are also providing the scholarship on the basis of your +2 also. So one of them, if it is higher, if you're getting 90% or above aggregate marks in graduation, or 95% or above in +2 examination, so your scholarship amount would be 72,000 per semester. So it means 60% of your entire fees. Your fees is 1,20,000 every semester. 1 lakh, again, let me tell you, it is 1,20,000 every semester. So the scholarship amount is 72,000 if you basically score in that category. If you're getting 80 to 89.9% in graduation or 90 to 94.99%, scholarship is 60,000 every semester. It means half of your fee. You are not going to pay 1,20,000. Instead, you will be paying 60,000 every semester. So 60,000 every semester multiplied by 4, because this is a 4-semester course. So it would be entirely 2,40,000 you are saving. Along with that, if you're getting 70 to 79.99% marks in graduation or 80 to 89.9% in +2, you're getting the scholarship of 48,000 every semester. So 40% of your fees. Your scholarship is not limited just on the basis of graduation and +2 marks. It is on the base of LPU Nest as well. If you are actually appearing in category 1 cutoff, your scholarship is going to be 72,000 every semester. It means 60% of your fees. If you are getting in category 2 cutoff, so it will be 50% of your program fees. And if you are appearing in category 3 cutoff, you're getting 48,000 every semester. Let me tell you that scholarship is either provided for your +2 marks or your graduation marks or your LPU Nest. It's not a combined scholarship that is provided. But any of the program, any of the scholarship, if applicable, you will be getting that particular scholarship. So scholarship not only on the basis of LPU Nest or +2 or your graduation marks, it's on the basis of GATE examination also. And apart from that, we have financial aid scholarships. So if there is any question, I'll be happy to answer that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. It's really very informative. We have 2-3 queries.
Yeah.
First one is, what are the documents candidate required to take online admission?
In online admission, the important documents that the candidate needs to submit is the pass percentage in their graduation examination. Like for an example, if they want to do MTech in computer science, so they have to submit the document of pass percentage eligibility. Along with that, +2 mark sheet as well as 10th mark sheet is very important to be submitted. These are the primary documents the candidate must submit. Apart from that, date of birth certificate is required and other necessary documents which are definitely there in post-admission services. The moment a candidate takes admission, the candidates get directly to the post-admission services. They mention all the documents, but these are the primary documents the candidate must submit.
Thank you so much, sir. Wonderful. Next question is, student wants to know, how can I get regular updates about the university?
How can you get the updates from the university?
Regular updates about the university.
You can follow us on our social media handles. We have social media handles with Lovely Professional University. Along with that, not only on Instagram, Facebook, as well as other social media handles, so LinkedIn also. There you can get the direct updates. Along with that, the moment you get enrolled in LPU Nest examination, by default more updates are given to the students regarding the admissions part. So regular updates are given to the students accordingly.
Thank you, sir. The next question is, Debolina wants to know, is mess and laundry facility compulsory to take with residential facility?
So it's not a compulsory facility. The important thing is, if you want to avail the residential facility, it's up to you. You want to avail the mess food, or you don't want to avail the mess food along with the laundry part. It is not a compulsory part, so it's up to candidate choice.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So I request to Dr. Lavira, sir, we have last question for you. So the last question is for you. How the membership of various bodies help in future goals of students? Danush wants to know.
Kindly repeat the question, please. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Kindly repeat the question.
Yes, sir, I am. How the membership of various bodies help in future goals of students? Danush wants to know.
See, a member of professional bodies ensures that you are most updated about the latest happenings in that particular domain. Say, for example, you're a member of CSI, Computer Society of India. You're a member of ASME, American Society of Mechanical Engineers. You're a member of IEEE. Now, once you are a student member of IEEE, you will get weekly newsletters. You can log into their portal and customize that portal according to your areas of interest. So the moment you log in over there, you'll find the complete research portfolios which is going on across the world. There are two basic advantages of getting the memberships of the professional society. One is that you are very well connected to the world in all the aspects of that particular discipline. If you're a member of IEEE, with all the computer science, electronics, electrical, what all is happening around you, you'll be able to know. Second most important thing, that you'll come to know what conferences, what opportunities of publication would be available to you at any given point of time. So you do not have to do that running around. And most importantly, if anyone sees that you are a member since 2 years or 3 years of maybe any of the professional society, they understand or they gauge you as more serious scholar than anybody else. I would profess that you should take up the membership of these societies. Good question.
Thank you so much, sir. Wonderful. Thank you, sir, and thank you, Dr. Chirag, and thank you, Dr. Laviraj Gupta. Thank you, sir. So during this exclusive webinar, Master in Engineering at LPU, attendees heard from Dr. Laviraj Gupta as on how you can have a successful career in this field. Experts, your years of research, your depth of understanding the topic, and your ability to present the topic in such an interesting way produced one of the most wonderful afternoon for all the attendees. On behalf of all the attendees of this webinar, I want to thank you for your insightful presentations. Hopefully, the attendees found this webinar to be valuable as the information provided in this webinar will help them to take better decisions regarding admission. I am obliged and once again thank you to Dr. Laviraj Gupta and Mr. Chirag Sharma for strengthening this platform. Thank you. Signing off for today.
Thank you, everybody. Stay blessed.
Thank you.
Thank you.